Greetings, Guzzlers!
And welcome back to Ben Buys Beverages and
Owen buys beverages.
Owen Buys Beverages.
Owen buys beverages. Last video.
Yes.
While I'm on leave this time.
He flies home tomorrow, so
shave off everything I've grown.
And the advice I gave him is to shave here with hot water, or at least when he gets back home with hot water.
And not on the plane with cold water and a cold razor.
Yes. I did that when I was flying home or flying back to Korea after 2 weeks of leave. I had a 2-week thick growth and a bad plan. So I'm in the little tiny bathroom as we're bumping through turbulence with cold water and a safety razor. And I was clean shaven and bleeding in multiple places. But that was then, this is now. Now I use hot water.
Army discipline.
That's right, and life experience. But that's not what you signed up for, life experience. No, sir, or ma'am. You signed up for beer.
This is some more life experience.
More life experience cigars. This is for Opal Buys Beverages. And what I want to do is dedicate this episode to that gentleman I bumped into Publix. I saw he was purchasing a fine selection of Abita beers, and I told him as much. And then I bumped into him again in the parking lot because it turns out we were parked near each other. So I said, Ben Buys Beverages. So if you're watching, sir, tonight's beer is for you. Oh, and what is tonight's beer, Owen?
It is Smoking Dagger. We picked this one out, or I picked this one, because I figured it was fitting as I am smoking out here.
Oh, clever. Anyhow, yeah, Smoking Dagger by Jack's Abbey. This is a craft lager. It's a smoked black lager. And we picked this up at Cottage Hill Package Store.
The best package store. It is.
I liked it because it is cloaked in mystery.
It says so on the can.
Let's see. Right there.
Before we get too far in, back to Opa Buys Beverages. Opa, I'm smoking a Tres Décadas, which I imagine is 3 decades.
And mispronounced.
An American.
All right.
But it is a Gurkha, so.
And it smells wonderful.
Great cigars.
I will tell you that this beer has a lot of fine print, and I have no reading, or my readers are in the room.
I'll take it.
But the important part is it's 5.6% alcohol.
It is 5.6. Traditionally old world ingredients and cutting edge lagering techniques bring you this devilishly good lager. It's smooth, smoky, and perfect for whatever happens in the dark of night. Naturally carbonated. Step infusion mash. I don't know what that means. Imported Bavarian malt and smoke and roasted malts.
And it's an excellent read. You should read it with knife hands and more authority.
Well, usually I practice things before I read them in front of people. I've noticed that gives me better results.
Yes, well...
And then I'm not stuttering in front of a crowd, looking like a fool.
As my regulars know, I rarely practice these things.
Well, that's not usually the things I'm reading in front of crowds.
This is true.
Usually it's like a promotion warrant or going away.
All right, well, tonight I've busted out my fancy new glasses, and yes, I know they're for whiskey. They even say as much, but I've got one for Owen here that reads Whiskey and Bad Decisions.
Oh, that is dark.
And it's such a dark beer.
Looks like coffee.
But it doesn't smell like... Actually, all I smell is your cigar. And then you've seen mine before. You know, in my defense, I was left unsupervised. Both of these come from Ranger Up. So if you enjoy glassware that's branded, or sold by veterans, that's your option. I like it made by veterans. Look at that. I happen to be all veteraned out. I even have one sitting next to me.
I'm not a veteran. I'm active duty.
Yeah, whatever. So,
a little bit of smoke and a little bit of Dagger.
It smells
like a strong beer and it tastes. It's washing down the smoke very well.
You can taste the smoke in it. It's definitely a smoked lager. It's good, I think. What do you think, Owen?
I think this is excellent with a cigar. Definitely a sipping beer, not a chugging one. I wouldn't want to chug this.
Oh, no.
It's a good beer.
Cigar. I'm going to dad tax the cigar.
Should we try the thing where you dip it a little bit in the beer?
You can try that.
I think I will try that. I'll just do it with Opa Buys Beverages. has always suggested. You just give it a little touch in there, give it a
little
little flavor.
But not the ash. You don't put that in the beer.
No, I think that would not taste very well.
Although I will say, my life experience back when I was your age, actually.
I don't think it works very well.
Not a good plan. Well, there we go. Now you know.
Tested it out for you. Science.
Well, before I tell my story about ash in beer, I finished it. I hope you don't mind.
Oh, that's okay. We have 6 more beers that we've already done a video on, but they're delicious.
Yes.
Delicioso, as they
That's
say
right.
in
So
Mexico.
you should go watch our videos from Christmas about Kona Big Wave. But what number are you going to give this one?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. It's
I don't want to say it's perfect because I don't feel like I can just sit down and drink. It's definitely an occasional beer. I wouldn't say it's a regular.
It's not thick or creamy, but it's not watery. It's the right consistency. It's got a good mouthfeel. This is like, oh, this is good. I'll have another. It tastes smoky is mostly what I taste. I don't have a good description of the smell because all I can smell is the cigar.
Yeah, I'll put it over here. Now I'll give it a whiff.
I'm going to say 9 out of 10. I'll buy this again. If I find it in a 4 or 6 pack, I would buy them all.
I'll also give it a 9 out of 10. I don't think I would drink a whole 6-pack. At least not very quickly. Maybe have one every couple of nights. But
yeah, and then you would be, oh, that was good. I won't buy these for a while. I could see that.
Maybe a 4-pack would be the right.
Well, regardless, my story of beer filled with ash. When I was a young man, yada da 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 da, there was a bar in Kent, Ohio, and I don't remember the name of it. It was about as dive bar or college bar can get. But anyhow, you would go in and you would buy a literal bucket of beer. You'd get like a 2-gallon bucket.
Well, now hold on. How much was a bucket of beer back then?
I don't know. Maybe it was $10. You would pool your money with your buddies, and you get gallons of beer. And it was either Bud Light or Budweiser. That nature of beer.
That sounds about right.
Oh, it gets better.
Well, hold on. In the Philippines, you can also buy a bucket of beer. Comes with 6 beers and a bucket. And the Red Horses, which is considered a malt liquor.
No. Well, this beer
300 pesos.
was like filled from the draft. So you literally had a bucket of beer.
Just liquid beer.
And then they would say, how many in your party? And you would tell them, and they'd give you that many plastic cups. And then it was a dancey-ish bar. So you would go out on the dance floor with your bucket of beer and your cup and your friends, and you put the bucket on the ground. And then you and your friends stand around it with your lit cigarettes. Because you could smoke indoors back in the day. And everyone did. At least when they had a bucket of beer. And you'd be dancing and sweating and flicking your ash. And the beer bucket, you would just, I'm thirsty. I'll dip it into the shared bucket and drink. And inevitably a cup would break because they're cheap plastic. And you would borrow your buddy's cup. And everybody would, and then you'd walk home in the cold. Ohio's cold at night when you're covered with sweat and you didn't wear a jacket because you didn't want to lose it. That's planning right there.
Yeah. It's
And
just a later me problem.
you would just wonder, why am I sick all the time? As you shared beer and cups and cigarette ash and sweat. And then, of course, throughout the night, random folks would join you because a bucket of beer. I've got a cup. Can I have some? Certainly. It's very convivial atmosphere. They don't do that anymore. Probably anywhere. Probably for good reason. But yeah, that's my ash in my beer story.
Well, speaking of a bucket of liquid, that reminds me of a story that we dealt with recently. So, in my unit, the NCOs were not as hard on the junior Marines as the higher ups would have liked, so they came down pretty hard on the NCOs, as it happens in the military.
That's right. Shit rolls downhill.
That's correct, and the shit was rolling. And some of the junior Marines did not care for how hard their NCOs were going because they changed the way they were acting towards them, as expected. So what some of the junior Marines did on the weekend is they all drank a lot of beer, and then they took the beer after being processed through the body and put it into a bucket. A whole 2-gallon bucket filled with piss.
Beer piss at that.
Yeah. And then they went to their NCO's doors in the barracks and splashed it on their door.
Wow.
Yeah. That
Oh my Goshen.
was crazy. But I'm not gonna describe how they were punished for such activities.
Well,
But that was a gross story, and that's what that reminded me of, filling a bucket with.
okay. Well, what your story reminded me of is the plagues of Egypt. Because at the very end, when they goat's blood painted door. But here,
Beer piss flavored door.
to keep death away, but in this case, it just invited worse times. I don't know. We're very much in a rambling storytelling stage because that's what one does. And so, on that note, are you ready to close?
9 out of 10 bottle caps
Indeed.
from both of us.
Oh,
Smoke and Dagger. Here's the smoke. Here's the dagger.
cheers!
Cheers!